Race fans, we are here live at Daytona Beach, Florida for the Harpoon Design 250 here at Daytona Beach, Florida, man. I am so excited to get this season going for the Harpoon Design Truck Series, newly sponsored. Huge thanks to those guys for bringing on board this amazing series, all of our sponsors, Young's Auto Center. Man, this is going to be insane. This race today, we have at least 35 drivers, I believe almost 40 drivers here ready to go to try and get this Daytona International Speedway win here. It's going to be incredible. Right now, we're going to bring in to the booth, we have Emery and Frankie Barroso. Boys, how are we doing today, man?
I'm doing well.
I am great. This is exciting. We're ready to do this. Daytona, are you kidding me? Let's go.
I love it, man. I'll tell you what, it's been a long off season for us. I mean, we had 6 weeks of a break. Honestly, it felt like it just kind of flew by, and learned a lot. Nick Lights, our returning champion, right here, going to be in the race tonight. But Daytona, I mean, 2.5 miles, high banks, pack racing, a lot of emotion, right? A lot of guys are getting hyped and excited to get back into this thing, get back into racing. New year, new season, a lot of hype.
Yeah, we got a lot of hype into this new season. We have a lot of guys here. I believe we have 41 cars or trucks, excuse me, here tonight at Daytona. So it's could go either way. I think it'll either be a pretty wild and crazy race where unpredictability is kind of this Daytona place and that Talladega place over in Alabama seems to create. Or you never know, we might see something a little calmer. Maybe these guys want to kind of feel each other out. This is maybe a marathon. They want to see how these guys race each other in week one, throughout the year.
That's a great point. I mean, we have, to your point, 41 drivers. It's going to be insane. A lot of these guys aren't going to probably qualify here. We are jumping in right with qualifying. About 2 minutes left in qualifying here. We're going to watch Josh Purcell qualify here in just a second. Get some good camera angles going on for you. We have a lot of things here. Oh, he's actually stopped on track. So I guess his qualifying run is done. But either way, I'm pumped up, man. I mean, this season, I think we're going to really... I always joke around, right? I mean, season 2 of the Cup Series, for example, was kind of the awkward teen years of that series. And I think the Truck Series is kind of entering that realm, right? Season 1 was fantastic, a lot of energy. Kind of started off as a free, fun league or series, I guess. But season 2 of Trucks, man, we have a full crowded field, and these guys are just ready to go. And if the preseason races were any indication, these guys are going to be just hopefully patient because Daytona, we don't want to see these mistakes. But you never know. It could get wild pretty quick.
We shall see. I'm looking at the ticker up top, and I'm seeing the last names in this race, and I gotta keep saying I'm so excited to see these guys go at it, man. Daytona, let's go.
I love it. So today it's going to be a day and tonight race. So right now it's about daytime, it's about half an hour, give or take, before sunset. So we're going to see these guys transition into that nighttime aspect. That's going to be interesting for sure. We're going 80 laps today. We're going to have one fast repair. I know that, listen, the big one's going to happen, maybe multiple times. Hopefully not a lot, but we might see it a few times. And that one fast repair just kind of keeps these guys, in line. They get a second chance, right? On most tracks this season, they don't get the fast repair at all, but today they do. So we'll see how that goes. 75% fuel, 4 sets of tires. Stages are laps 15 and 40. So that's going to be interesting. This first stage, even though you want to kind of stay patient, Frankie, I mean, it's kind of a sprint, right?
Yeah, not a whole lot of room for patience in the first stage, especially. But we will see how these guys approach. I would say if you're towards the front end of the field, like Nick Silver and Mark Whitley, since you're already at the front, you're like, hey, there's no need to drop back. We're already where we want to be. Let's stay up here. But if you're maybe someone like, oh, I don't know, maybe Clinton Woodby, Chris Vanderplatz, Ryan Dunkelberger, or some of the guys that didn't qualify.
Exactly.
I don't know if you can make up 20 spots in 15 laps. I'm pretty sure they could, but do you want to risk it? Because it's the middle of the pack where, everyone's trying to gain as much spots as possible. They're trying to be aggressive to get those stage points. And sometimes that aggression can turn into well, not really millions of dollars in this sense, but virtually thousands of dollars of damage.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it could definitely be pretty crazy. Right now, we're already gridding, guys. We are getting right into this. We are wasting no time at all. We have 41 guys ready to roll here. I am so pumped up for this. So real quick, let's go through the grid in just a second as these guys roll off. I think right now we're still waiting for a few more guys to pop up, but they'll jump in here in just a second. Let's get that grid rolling here. And right here, we have Nick Silver with the P1. Awesome job for him. Keep in mind, pole position does get 1 playoff point. That is new for the Truck Series. Last year in the Cup Series, we did do that as well. So that could be huge for these guys. Getting those playoff points early, you never know. Mark Whitley, P2. Brandon 6 in P3. Brian Chambliss in P4. Josh Purcell, P5. P6 is Trevor Zielinski. P7, Brandon Bowie, defending Cup Series champion. Jesse Necula in P8, Chris Buds in P9, EJ Marshall P10. P11 is Nick Lights, defending Truck Series champion. Michael Bennett in P12. All right, how about somebody else take the second half?
Here, I got you, Steve. In 13th position, we have Nick Biddy. In 14th, Robert Hissong in the 8 Budweiser truck. 15 got Season 1 champion Matthew Smith in the 54 truck. Mike Corvo in the 77 P16. P17, Andrew McKenzie. P18, Thomas Meeks. P19, Brian Dixon. P20 will go to Isaac Balsamo. That rounds out your top 20. P21, Mitch Diamond. P22, Anthony Williams. And 23rd, Melvin Young. P24, have Ryan Pisacco.
Nice job. Take us away, Emery.
All right, number 26 car, Josh Larson in the 26 spot. Sorry, 51 car. Am I saying that correctly? I'm all messed up. In the 25 spot, Justin Sorrell in the 27. Larry McKenzie in the 07 at 28. Next to Larry McKenzie Jr. in the 00. Next, we got Joshua in the 30 and Mike Kuczynski in the 30. Charles Bollins in the 41 and 32. Joe David in the 6th, 31 spot. And then followed up by Chris Vander in the 21 car at 34. Clinton Woodby in the 92 at the 33. And to wrap it up, Brandon Shelton in the 2 at the 36. Ryan Dunkelberger in the 26.
Beautiful.
A couple more here. 04, Jonathan Wright in 38. Landfear, Michael Landfear, 13 in the 37 position. Jeff Tetfro, 87 in the 40 spot. Then we got Bobby Whitley in the 60, 39. And finally, Chris Robley in the 85, 41.
Love to see it.
Put me on the spot, boys.
It's all good. Having fun up here. All right. Pace truck is going to be coming off already. We are going to go green for this thing already, boys. Race fans, you know what to do. Get ready. Here we go. Green flag in the air. Harpoon Design 250 here at Daytona. Season 2 green flag. These boys are already starting to fan out. We're going to get too wide here for a while, I bet.
Already, we got that 7 truck up top going quick on the outside line. Let's see what he can do going into turn 3.
Got teammates bottom line, 1st and 3rd. Bowie Esports working together. It's got the 57 of Josh Purcell trying to help him. We'll see.
Frankie, that's one thing that we're talking about too. We got individual drivers, but I think that team aspect's going to play a huge role in this race, definitely at Daytona. It's going to be interesting to see at the end.
Yeah, we got the teams playing out 1 and 3 right now, and it's going to be Nick Silver, Championship 4 contender in the Cup Series, leading the first lap at Daytona. 2x2, going around 10 rows back. It looks like the top line's got some help with the 57's teammate, Trevor Zelansky, that 56 Mark II aerospace car.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see this at Daytona. That track's a little more narrower. I don't know if we'll see 3 wide, not at this stage, but maybe later in the race we may see that. But I'm not sure. They're trying to fill this out right now. Bottom line is going quick. Number 9 there. Oh, and we might have someone spin in the back.
Caution flag is out.
Caution flag is out. Who was that spun?
Tough to say.
3
We will
laps
take a
down.
look.
First caution is pulled.
Believe it was a yellow truck that got sideways. Only saw it for a split second.
All right, let's go back and see if we can take a look here. See if this will show us any kind of indication.
Maybe the 16 of EJ Marshall? Could be him.
Interesting. Don't really see what that was about. It's our scoring system here is not really showing us any indication as to what it could be.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Believe for what it's worth, I saw a bright yellow car get sideways off of turn 2. It looked like EJ Marshall, but I couldn't be sure. Maybe it's Joe DeVede, maybe in the 6th truck.
Very interesting. Yeah, we're not quite seeing it. I don't think we actually had the camera angle for that, unfortunately. But it does not look like it was like a multiple car deal. We'll try and find that for sure as we go here. But either way, we're under our first caution of the day, lap 4.
Yeah, not what we want to see, but
No, sir.
hearing some radio chatter, it looks like the 6 went to the outside, got on the wall. 2021 truck just couldn't go anywhere. I believe that is Chris Vanderplatz off of turn 4. Maybe try to go to an angle of Chris Vanderplatz, or maybe the...
Yeah, Joe David right here. Looks like he's back. Let's see if we can bring back. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Let's see if we can... Oh, hold on now. Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Just touches the wall and goes left into the inside there.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I will say at Daytona, you want these kind of wrecks to go on in the back and not in the front to take out the whole field. But
that
you
is true.
hate to see that in anybody. But
Well, either way, our first caution looks like Joe DeVee just smacks the wall and turns left. It went black there because I think he might have just glitched out or something like that. Obviously, you know, virtual racing can be kind of fun, so you never know what that could happen. But either way, 1 car deal. To your point, luckily we're not seeing that with multiple cars already. But so far, eventful. These things are going to happen. It's all good. But it is early. We have so much racing to go, boys.
Yeah, we have a while to go, but not till stage 1. We have about coming to 10 to go, or 9 to go, excuse me. But we'll see what these guys pick in terms of line. Or is that only for the Cup Series, Steve? Having a little bit of a brain fart here.
It's all good. Hey, fresh season. What was the question?
fresh season. I will change it up here real quick. Under caution here, I will say Harpoon Design, the main sponsor this year. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Shout out to them, man. I looked at their stuff, Instagram, all their social medias. They've got some awesome designs on their work. Check them out. Main sponsor here at Daytona.
I'll tell you what, they did a lot of paints. Brantley, shout out from Harpoon Design, has done a lot of paints for the league so far, trucks and Cup. And I'll tell you what, every single thing he does is immaculate. So you guys for the Cup Series season debut on Thursday, you'll see a lot of his work. So definitely go check him out, harpoondesign.com immediately. If you need a paint, he is fantastic. Also, huge shout out to our other sponsors, Young's Auto Center. Definitely go take a look at them. North Carolina. We'll have more information as the season goes for them. Some commercials, some fun stuff, and just great. Just all around. Love the sponsors that we have and for putting this thing on, man. But either way, pace lights are out on the truck. It's lap 5. We're going to have about 10 laps to go in this first stage. It's a sprint, boys. We'll see if these guys can, I mean, do you stay too wide? Do you try to get to the front? I mean, stage points are huge.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of strategy these guys pull in terms of how they race each other. But we're coming back to the green. Looks like the 9 truck of Nick Silver is going to take off right here. Green, green, green. Teammates working together, first and second in line on the inside. But they've got no help from that third car. Let's see if they could push each other to the front. Maybe try to fend off that charge from Whitley in the 7 truck.
Early on, it looks like that inside line is faster, outside trying to keep up, but I don't know if they've got it. 3, 4 looks like inside. Number 9 out front still.
Outside lane's getting a good run. That energy's coming from the outside so far. They look nice and packed together. Yeah, this inside line's going to be very good in the corners, but on the straightaway, you get such a massive run on the outside that it just carries all the way down the straightaway, especially off of turn 2.
Oh, big wiggle out of Mark Whitley, up high.
He saves it.
Great save.
There's a big hole behind that third place truck. Looks like Trevor Zelansky's gonna pop out, gonna leave his teammate kind of out to dry, a little questionable. Wonder if there's teamwork going on. Got Brandon Bowie right behind that 56 truck. No, now the 56 is gonna jump to the outside.
I'll tell you what.
Gonna try to lead that line.
I'm noticing a lot of these big players are trying to get to the front quick. I think they want these stage points.
I believe that. Down the road too, when this track starts to cool off, when the sun goes down, it's gonna be fun to see how they react to the track conditions. Right now, that inside line seems like it's pushing pretty good. We'll see if they stick with it. They might run back outside.
Yeah, it seems like those front 3 cars can stay lined up, but that 4th spot, I believe that's held by Brandon Bowie, just cannot get to that 3rd place truck on the inside. And that's giving most of the energy still to the outside. Mark Whitley pushing that 56 truck really good. Gonna see if they can build a run going into 3.
Great job by these guys. Keeping it clean right now, 2 wide is not easy. I know it looks hard, but it's well, easy, I guess, but it's not. These guys are 2 wide. A lot of guys in this series are brand new. So a lot of different skill gaps, a lot of different experience levels, a lot of patience I'm seeing. It's great to see. Boys, we are 2 wide all the way back.
To this race. Yep, 2 wide all the way back. This has been a great start by these guys out here. No one's really pushing the limits. They're staying calm. No one's taking it 3 wide. I think they're trying to get through stage 1, feeling each other out.
You love to see it.
And it doesn't look like there's like, you know how usually in super speedways, there's usually the front pack, and then there's kind of the second pack that just kind of rides around. Oh, we might have a spin here.
We do in the back. Yellow flag comes out, lap 9.
I believe it's going to be between the 65 truck of Mitch Diamond and the 26 truck of Ryan Dunkelberger.
Alrighty. Let's go back.
And, Frankie,
whoa,
just to add,
hold on.
Ooh, there we go. 26, and I think that was the number 56 involved there.
That was the 65.
65.
Oof.
Little retaliation there by Mr. Dunkelberger. Take a look at that. So obviously some frustration here by the 26 against the 65. This was under caution right here.
Man, just comes right down.
Yeah, just obviously not too happy with him. We'll go back a little bit ways further and see what actually sparked this, because that is no bueno.
There's no bueno, and that's super early in this season to be making enemies on the track, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was an accident, not intentional, but who knows?
Let's take a look here.
Okay.
So 65 is right behind the 26 of Ryan Dunkelberger. We're going to go slow mode right here. So
65.
yeah,
tagged
Mitch
him
just
there.
doesn't hit him square. T-bones him.
Dang.
Unfortunate for these guys, but yeah, big.
This could have maybe been brewing all the way back to the backstretch.
Yeah.
This could have been.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of weird why it threw a yellow, because, I mean, Ryan, he keeps it straight. So definitely interesting why yellow was even thrown. So that's unfortunate for that. But either way, we know the cause of the caution.
Either way, though, great job by those guys behind him. I saw that was the 03 of Brian Dixon, the 3 of Ryan Pasoko, and a couple others behind him did a fantastic job of avoiding the about spinning Ryan Dunkelberger.
Yeah.
Definitely a gold star for all of them.
And Frankie, I will say, back to your point, these guys are sticking together. There's no two groups. They're either, up front and they're competing. A lot of times on these races, you'll see a front group and a rear group because they don't want to get in that big one. But right now, I think it's the competition is real, and I love it. I love to see it.
Yeah, these guys, they want to fight for every spot they got. But right now, leading is the 9 truck of Nick Silver with his teammate behind him of Brandon 6. I believe that was also the 56 of Trevor Zelansny, a rookie in the Harpoon Truck Series. Going to be pretty interesting what his mindset's going to be. As a driver, do you want to kind of just ground yourself and say, hey, I've done a great job so far, I kind of want to chill and get some stage boards? Or do you want to just say, I'm going to push all my chips in the middle of the table and I want to beat those two up front? It's going to be really interesting to see what they've got.
And that's the gamble you take at Daytona. That's a part of the game when you're racing this track.
I believe he's got the 57 of Josh Purcell behind him as well. So we're gonna go back to green here. It's gonna be really interesting with it's coming to 2 laps to go to the end of the stage. So gonna be interesting to see what these guys have. I noticed that 3rd truck in line. He's been kind of hanging around there the entire time. I believe that is the 67 of Brian Chambliss. I want to maybe go inside his mind, see what he wants to do. Does he want to maybe think ahead for the end of the race, or does he want to think stage points now? Right now in that P5 spot, it's going to be very tough to beat those two up front though when they're working together. But right now, Nick Silver and Brandon 6 playing the teammate game to perfection so far at Daytona. Be very interesting to see what happens when maybe another duo hooks up and challenges them. Saw Mark Whitley challenging both of them, but he's got to have a decent enough push. Whoever's on that outside lane, as we're coming back to green, as we're getting ready and loaded. 9 truck 66 jumping out front. Big push from that 66 truck of Brandon 6. 67 following in line. That 3rd spot. Ooh, Mark Whitley. Interesting choice. Going to drop Trevor Zelansny. That's going to leave Zelansny out on his own.
Just left him to dry, and now that bottom line is gone. And maybe that top line can pick it up, and he's going back out from the top. He doesn't like the bottom. Let's see what he does.
As long as he gets that corner panel, that 67 truck, he might be able to... Yep, he's alongside him now. Oh, we got Josh Purcell. The 57 truck trying to push that 56. They're maybe going to go 3 wide here.
I think we might see our first 3 wide on the backstretch. Let's see what happens.
What I want to see
And
is where
we
that
do
84 truck's going to go. That
have
84
been
truck
pinched
behind.
in between. Oh, and the
Oh!
56 is loose.
Wreck
And
at the
we
front of the field.
Rex here. Oh man,
It's the big one.
that's the big one. Back half of the race group is destroyed. My, unbelievable. This is a little earlier than I anticipated. Lap 14 with a huge caution.
And that is going to make a lot of people use their fast repairs.
You gotta use it now. I just hope they don't get towed. They can get back there. Don't go lap down.
You hate to see it.
You do hate to see it.
Man, it seemed like, at least from what it looked like real time, just looked like that 57 was trying to help his teammate, just maybe got to the right rear just a little too much. Got over there and just hooked him right. But that is the problem when that happens at the front of the field, especially on the outside lane. It just kind of clogs up, and you're just hoping and praying, and you're doing everything possible to try to escape that.
All right, well, we have a lot to unpack right here. Let's try and look back at what actually happened. I know we kind of caught it live, but not quite. Let's see here. What can we find out from this mess? Oh, it begins up front. So Trevor Zielinski. Okay, let's go back to him because it definitely involved him.
Man, that took a lot of good trucks with them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a lot of trucks.
All right. Okay, here's Trevor. So let's get a good angle here. So he's 3 wide. Getting a great push by the 57. I mean, they're 3 wide. Oh, just gets hit in the wrong spot.
Oof.
He
Yeah,
goes
my
up.
bad. Gets hit in the left rear. And
Everyone's checking up.
yeah, he got hit in the left rear, and him trying to correct it, he overcorrected it, and then went dead right. Nothing that Trevor could do.
Tough break.
I think a lot of those trucks are using their fast repairs, and that's going to change the whole race, because once you use that one, you're done.
Yeah,
Guys
I mean,
are going to be a little more conservative.
it forces you to be patient, right? I mean, in a case like this, I mean, 3 wide, obviously two laps to go to the stage end. You're going for stage points. I get it, right? But it's, man, you just hate to see it this early.
That is one beat up MK2 aerospace car, or truck, excuse me.
Well, right now, pit stops are going on. This is the end of stage 1. So a lot to unpack there. Caution laps, obviously, kind of made a mess of everything. But yeah, we will decipher that as we continue. Right now, we're going to do a quick shout out to our sponsors. We'll be right back. All right, and just like that, we're back to the Harpoon Design 250 here at Daytona. A lot going on right now. Stage 1 has just concluded, and Nick Silver is your Stage 1 winner. Awesome, awesome job. Let's try and see if we can get good old Nick up here. Let's get him. Let's go get him. Where is he? Actually, you know what? We are not going to talk to him. We are about to go green. I don't want to distract him at all. So, here we go. Boys, stage 2 is about to begin. What do we think is going to happen now?
It's going to be interesting. That big wreck, I mean, Emery pointed out, it changes a ton. Changes a ton. For the guys who did not get in that wreck, and for the guys who did, mainly psychologically. Because if you got in that wreck, you most likely don't have a fast repair left. I'm not going to speak for everybody there, but most likely they're using their fast repair. Now you have no lives left. So
exactly,
you have to be extremely careful. For the guys that did make it, now they can kind of play a little bit better. So we're going to green right here.
Here we go.
Brandon Six now up front.
'66. Mr. 6 on the inside, followed by the 9. Inside line still strong.
We got a different song with the same verse up front. Brandon Six now up front. Nick Silver now gonna be the pusher.
A couple new faces up front than what we've been seeing this race. Man, like you said, those fast repairs changed the game. It took out a lot more cars or trucks than I anticipated on that caution, and you just drive completely different. You don't want to push it too hard. This is where we might see drivers stay back and not get up in the front pack, because if another one happens, you're done. You're out of the race. It's game over.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
you already see it. You already see it right here. Look at this front pack. It has maybe 10, 15 cars in it. There's a second pack with the same car, with the same amount of cars. If you look maybe all the way back to maybe the 20th, 21st, 22nd position, those guys are all backed off. You see right there at the top of your screen, they have all backed off from the lead pack.
Absolutely. And the guys that may have had some damage but didn't use the repair, and they just did not a quick repair, but they did like a 27-second repair. It's kind of give or take. You don't want to lose the pack because you have so much damage, and you can't really tell until you get that draft.
Yeah, you can't tell, for one, like you just said, until you hit the draft. But you can also tell, not as easy as the Cup car, but you can tell when you're riding around in fourth gear by yourself. You'd be like, okay, this car does not have the torque or the acceleration or the aerodynamics that I need. But it's a lot harder to decipher that until you get to the pits. It's a lot harder. So these guys that had damage, but they did not want to take their fast car, they're basically just hoping and praying they don't have a lot of optional, or they have no required in general.
Correct.
Because that way it's just an easy fix, and if something else happens, and if they get caught up in again, well, guess what? Now they have a brand new truck coming up.
66 still leading the way on that bottom line.
Yeah, speaking of brand new trucks, leading that outside lane, got a new player. I believe that is the number 30 truck. No, my bad, 32 truck of Nick Biddy, a new player up in the field. The 84 of Jesse Necula behind him. Another kind of familiar face at the front of Super Speedways in Thomas Meeks. Thomas Meeks definitely no stranger to winning at Super Speedways. Same thing can go for the guy behind him, Anthony Williams. And a guy who's no stranger at winning races at all is Nick Lights in that Ford truck. And the other guy with a familiar face at the front of the field and everything he runs is Brandon Bowie. So we still got some good players up front, but we'll see more, I should say, at the end of the stage 2. We'll see kind of how this stage goes out. Stage ends at lap 40. We still have a lot to go. We still have a little while to go.
Absolutely. And back in the back, we got Bennett in the 19, Sobel 75, David in 6, and McKenzie in the 00. He's in 16th spot, followed by, I think it's McKenzie 0. Actually, McKenzie Senior is 00. I could be wrong. Both McKenzies. Either way, They're right next to each other in the back of the pack. See if they can work their way back up. 22 laps down.
Yeah, right now some of the unfortunate guys right now who are just kind of sitting at the end of the pack right now. I would say there's a 4-car train. Trying to decipher where it is, but I know it has the 54 of Matt Smith in it. Season 1 champ. I believe he's got maybe 13 of Michael Lanfear with him, as well as the 27 of Justin Sorrell and the 04 truck of John Wright. But those guys are still in the lead lap, so, and it looks like they all have a little bit of damage. But they're definitely still in it. And that's really the key for a super speedway race. You know, you can have 30 seconds of optional, you can have a minute of optional. But as long as you're up front at the end of the race, you know, anything can happen. You know, these super speedways, so unpredictable. That's why
Absolutely.
you see a bunch of first time winners in any league, in you know, any league in general, even in NASCAR, you see a bunch of first time winners at Daytona and Talladega.
Anything can happen. Start of the race, we kind of saw the 7 truck of Whitley. You know, he could probably work his way up there, but I'm sure he's staying back to avoid the big one again because he doesn't want to get involved. He wants to win this race outright and have a clean truck at the end. He's a good enough driver to be up there right now, but I know he's staying back.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that statement on Mark Whitley. Right now, I think he's in a very good spot. For me as the driver, I've always liked being at the end of the line on the inside because I could see the whole pack in front as leaders are coming up on a lap car. Believe that is it's a green truck.
It's like the 60.
Yeah, the 60 of Bobby Whitley. He is right now only a lap down, so caution comes out for that 60 truck of Bobby Whitley. He gets the lucky dog. He's back on the lead lap. But right now, unfortunately, the race is just not going his way. But up front, 32 truck of Nick Biddy starting to fall back a little bit. Maybe somebody jumped to the outside lane, jumping in front of him.
And not a whole lot of movement at this moment. They're just staying true to where they want to be. If the outside lane's going to take them, they'll take it. But if the inside's there, they'll stay there. Again, 66 up front. Nothing really changing. 9's pushing hard.
Yeah, right now at super speedways, if you've watched, you know, Dale Jr. talk about, you know, when he says something like the energy of the pack or the energy of the top line or the bottom line, what he's saying is how close are these guys together? Like, what's the organization like? Are these guys close together? Are they leaving gaps? How many cars are in line? How many cars jump out? So right now, that top line is very packed together, but as you see, Nick Light's now jumping to the outside of that 67. So he's going to give energy to that outside lane by jumping out of the inside line, and he's taking energy from the inside line. So that puts basically one car on the top, takes away one car on the bottom. And you see, he's making some really good progress. He's making really good progress. He's up to the 9 truck of Nick Silver, trying to go for that lead. Right now, that 30 truck pushing that 4 truck, trying to push them to the lead. Both of them to the lead, actually.
Yeah, one thing you don't want to see, you don't want to push your teammates in the corner. On the back stretch, on the front stretch, if you're pushing straight away, you're good. But a lot of times when you get behind them in the corner, you can cause some issues. Some guys like it. I personally do not. I like to be pushed when it's straight, not in those tight corners when you're 3 wide, 2 wide.
Yeah, especially early in the race. You know, obviously, I think I would say this is a little early in the race, but again, these guys they want to put themselves in position to try to get stage points. So
Absolutely.
they're doing what they can to to go as far forward as possible. And it just seems like right now that outside lane is trying to go, right? It's trying to get up to that 66 truck, but looks like now if that 4 truck gets a big push from that 30 truck of Michael Kaczynski, they might be able to do that, but no, look at that inside line doing the exact same thing, just mirroring the top.
A little bit closer on that inside. Not as much checkup either. On the outside, I'm seeing a little bit of checkup, and that can make the world of difference of trying to get that push to the leader. As you see, you got single file in the very back. Looks like there's about 6 or 7 cars lining up single file. You do not want to lose the pack at this point in time.
Yeah, but the front pack racing side by side does slow them down a little bit. But yeah, exactly. That is not what you want at all. That is the worst thing that can happen, is you lose the lead pack, because from there, if there's a second pack, you're hoping they pick you up, but if they don't, then you're really kind of screwed.
Absolutely. No second pack here. They are bunched up tight still. Too wide. Great racing so far. No cautions in the last 10 to 15. I'm not sure. I think I'm pretty close, but we've been green for a while. Love to see it. 66 still leading.
Oh boy, Demery, I hope you didn't just jinx it.
I hope I didn't either. I hope I didn't either.
He did the thing. He did the thing.
I have confidence in these guys, man. A lot of good drivers up front. They're been really patient. 30 laps down.
So, Frank, you talked real quick about the sun going down. Does it actually affect the car at all? I mean, is it going to tighten it up, or are these guys going to get a little more confident in their moves?
I believe what that's going to do is that's going to cool down the track. So these guys are going to have a little more grip in theory, but I think the main thing is how bad these tires wear off, and if they do wear off. Like, I don't think these tires wear off that much, but if you go like 50 laps, like, sure, they're going to wear like any other tire would. So that's another thing about Daytona and Talladega is the pit strategy. So you're going to have to take tires. I would personally think you definitely have to take tires. You could take 1 set, you could take 2 sets, you could take 3 sets, you could take 4 sets, but you definitely have to take at least 1 set of tires, because by the end of the race, if you have not taken a set of tires, you're going to be hand over fist, squirreling all over the place. So it's gonna kind of be, when do you want to take that set of tires? Do you want to take it at the end of the second stage? Do you want to take it on another caution? The one thing that I know I don't want to do is I don't want to take 4 tires on a green flag pit stop. That's the one thing you don't want to do.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, right now I am pretty impressed by this field. We're too wide, I mean, all the way back. And I mean, I know we had that big wreck to end stage 1, but these guys, I think they've kind of figured it out. They're like, you know what, stage 2, a lot of us use our fast repair. We're going to chill. We're going to just ride this thing out. You know, maybe last 20 laps we start to get dicey, but I think this is good racing so far. Pretty patient.
We've got the lead pack coming on the other pack. This is the second pack. This is going to be really interesting how these guys go through. They got to go 3 wide.
It's going to shake the field up quite a bit.
Yeah, they are 3 wide. Oh, my, checking up in the bottom lane.
Ooh.
Top row's trying to get around as best they can. Looks like they do.
Thomas Meek's pretty squirrely. We got Josh Sobel right there in that 75. 3 wide, real tight. I don't like it.
Real tight off.
Oh, no. I knew it. Hold on to it, boys.
He saves it pretty good. Oh, we got 2 more.
Oh, big
there
wreck.
There it is. Couple. Oh, man.
Oh, we got a car upside down. Oh.
Truck on its top sliding across into the pits. Oh, my.
Oh, my word.
We got 2 upside down.
Oh, gosh.
Man, you just knew when they were catching that other pack, you knew maybe something might have happened, but
oh man, you hate to see it. I mean, I saw it happen. I'm like, oh, Sobel, you're right there. You're in the middle. You got sandwiched and just didn't quite work there. Let's go back and get a replay. We saw it live, but just got to go back and take a look.
At one point, you thought they had it, and then everything went downhill. Again, lots of trucks involved on this one.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're already This is the mid mid wreck, man.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So it's actually it's before this.
Yeah, maybe try going into turn 3. Be
Yeah,
very interesting to see what exactly the 75 does entering turn 3 and how he puts himself in in the
yeah,
position that he does.
definitely tough. Let me try and get Sobel's point of view here. Let's see, where is he? Here he is. Okay, so yeah, this is tough. I mean, again, to your point, lap down cars coming by. I think I might have gone way too far back, but
Yeah, this is a bit too far back.
well, through the power of replay.
Our replay. You're gonna see though, it's gonna give us a good idea if we go forward where that lap car slowed everyone down, and that just throws everybody off their pace, and they've got to hold on tight to get through this. Look at that 3 wide, gets super close.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
thought they had it.
ooh,
Man, they did a pretty good job going through that turn.
Yeah, Matt Smith and Thomas Meeks almost got together going into 3, and then right here, man, middle 3 wide. That is a tough place to be, no matter what car you're in, what truck you're in. That 30 truck trying to pinch him down a little bit.
tough break right here. Yeah, it's just
Let's
tough.
see.
Yeah, Kuczynski kind of comes down right into Sobel.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to pinch him. He's just trying to pinch him a little bit, trying to side draft him.
Ooh,
Does a
So
good
right
job
here-
staying high against the wall, and then I think we get into another truck right here, and that's what's going to cause the big one. Yep, 32 goes sideways.
yeah, Nick Beatty just
Can't
had
save it.
nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Comes
once that
back
32,
down.
once that 32 goes sideways, man, in front of the field like that, it is super tough for anybody. And you see just guys are just running into each other, trying to avoid it. Nothing that anyone can do. You see the 27 truck on his roof, doing his best impression of a helicopter. Unfortunately, not something. Ooh, hard hit on the inside wall
Hold on now.
for that 6 truck.
Tough break for these boys, but either way, we are on lap. Where are we? We are on lap 36 out of 80. So we're almost halfway.
And we're almost halfway, but this also kind of lends the opportunity of what these guys are going to do coming into stage. It's going to be a 2-lap dash, same thing as stage 1. Let's see if these guys maybe learn, maybe just kind of process in their mind, saying, hey, what do I do different this time?
Right.
If I got caught in a wreck in stage 1, what do we kind of just say, you know what, if I'm not in the top 10, just going to ride it out, see how it goes? Or if I'm not inside the top 10, I'm going to be like, okay, I want to get as far as I can.
Yeah.
We'll see the different mindsets at play here, but really interesting.
It's a great point.
Nick Light's just basically jumped like at least 4 or 5 spots to first row on the outside. Bunch of cars went with him.
Frankie, it's funny you say that, because a lot of times I've found myself in the back saying, okay, I'm gonna try a top 15 and be okay, and then before you know it, I'm battling top 5, and I didn't want to be there, and could injure night or be really good. So you never know where you're gonna be on this track. Where when you take the opportunity to get up front, you'll take it, and you know, they have teammates out here too that will push them around. So it's gonna be fun to see at the end of this race what happens.
Yeah, that's just the mystery and the mystique of Daytona and Talladega and even New Atlanta. There is no strategy playbook to win this or any of these super speedway races. There's no playbook. There's no like, if you pit here you'll win, if you pit here you'll win, if you pit here you'll definitely lose. There's no like real like, I wouldn't say not real strategy, but there's no real strategy like playbook here. There's no strategy kind of waypoint, I would say, of how you win. It's just kind of what position you're in.
Well, here we go. Right here, the pace truck is going to pull off. We're going to have a 2-lap dash to the stage end. Stage points matter so much. What can these guys do? Barney, wave it off, buddy. Here we go. We're green.
gonna be interesting to see what that four truck of Nick Lights does. He was extremely aggressive last season in the Cup Series. Did what he had to do to try to make it onto the championship four. Couldn't do it, but
Man,
right now,
gonna get
wow,
freight trained here.
cars. Yeah, as I was saying that, Thomas Meeks and Mark Whitley basically hung him out to dry, as maybe
Yeah.
Thomas Meeks thought about it.
I think that's two drivers we want to look at right now is Minks in the 55 and the number 7. I think they're going to work together and try to get up front before this green or yellow, sorry, finish. I apologize.
Yeah, no, all good. All
I think
good,
they'll work
Emery.
together to get up front.
Woo, one to go. Here we go on the stage.
I know,
man.
there's just so much. There's just more trucks on the inside lane.
I mean, look
There's
at Ryan
just more
Pasoko. Can he push Nick to the front?
I think what Nick needs to do is he needs help from the 3, but he also needs help from Bennett, Pasoko's teammate behind him. They've got to get more energy on that top line. If they can maybe get to Nick Silver's right rear quarter, maybe they can drag him back hard enough. Maybe. Ooh, Pasoko really trying to push that 4 truck. But I don't think it's going to be enough.
Here they come to the line. Stage 2. Brandon 6 is going to be your stage 2 winner here in the Harpoon Design 250. Great job by these guys. Woo.
Right now, just dominating right now. The 2 up front. The 2 teammates of Bowie Esports.
Yeah, I don't think the 66 fell back at all. He let down all the way through.
Right now, teammates just working super, super well together. And that's just kind of, I mean, obviously they're super fast in general, those 2, but especially at Daytona where speed isn't necessarily the biggest thing, of what you need to accomplish. Those guys are just really just doing a phenomenal job of staying together, pushing when they need to, keeping those engine temperatures as low as they possibly can. They're just doing a phenomenal job. And it's going to take, I think it's going to take somebody to split those 2 up. It's going to take somebody to say, I'm going to try to create a gap between those 2 cars, and I'm going to go right in between. Got to separate those 2.
Absolutely. Well, hey, right now these boys are going to be pitting pretty soon here for the stage 2 break. We're going to head off real fast and go to a commercial break. And thanks to all of our huge sponsors that make this possible. Be right back, folks. All right, and we are back for the Harpoon Design 250 here at Daytona for our season opener. Man, oh man, so far, great race. We are at the halfway point, and we do have a lot of action going on. Boys, so far, what do you think? Halfway point, a lot going on.
Yeah, we've had some craziness, we had some calmness, we've had some craziness, we've got some calmness. It's just kind of been a seesaw of back and forth, but we'll see what this third stage brings. Uh,
Yeah.
it'll be unpredictable for sure.
Absolutely. I gotta applaud the drivers, man. It's been pretty patient for a couple times where they got themselves in trouble, but no one's really trying to push and pull and get in people's way. So for the most part, it's been fun to watch.
Love to see it. Right now, this is going to be a big stretch. I mean, fuel, I don't believe is going to be a major concern for this last 35 laps or so. But I'll tell you what, I think one thing that we got to keep in mind is that the fast repairs. I mean, we did have we had one big one. The second one was kind of a little mini one. But a lot of guys have used the fast repairs, but a lot of guys have clean cars too. I mean, right now, the first car I'm looking at that we haven't really talked about this race so far, but Josh Larson in that great looking UPS truck designed by Harpoon, designed himself. Right now, looking pretty good. I mean, currently in 18th, but has all the fenders on it, looking great. That's the kind of race people need to have. It's just clean race. Keep the fenders on it, avoid all the big wrecks, and you never know what could happen. It could be there at the end.
Absolutely. And as you can see, the 66 is going to start on the outside on this green flag. We'll see how that operates because he was always running the inside lane. Maybe he'll get right back down there if he can, but he might get stuck up top.
Yeah, I think we got that. We got kind of that finally. I wouldn't say finally, but we're gonna see what I would say Brandon Six has by himself, without Nick Silver behind him. But I think at some point they're gonna get hooked up again. They work so well as teammates. But speaking of teammates, look who is the first two on the bottom line. Got the 3 truck of Pasoko and the 19 of Mike Bennett.
Hey, I'll tell you what,
Those two are teammates.
Frankie, we cannot forget Ryan Pasako, last season's Cup Series contender playoff champion. No small feat. And right now, right here, I mean, front row. Let's see what he has.
He's got a shot. He's got a shot. All these guys have a shot. It's gonna be really exciting to see what goes down. As we got the green right here. Pasako, Bennett.
Great job by these guys, staying 2 wide. So far, so good. Nice and clean.
Speaking about that strategy, Steve, I would say these guys at least want to make it to halfway. That way they know they can make it maybe or halfway in stage 3, maybe 60, 65. You may see some guys head down.
I love it.
But wow, look at that outside lane. That is the first time all race somebody has pushed from the outside lane to the lead, and it's going to be Brandon Six.
I mean, hey, look at this. Brian Chambliss.
Yeah, I was about to say Brian Chambliss.
Haven't talked much about him, but here he is in P2. He is not messing around right here.
And he has got the 2 teammates split right now, but he's working really well. Brandon Six going to the bottom. That's going to maybe slow the inside line down a tad bit.
And we all saw that coming, him going back down to the inside lane. That's where he's been at the whole race. Now he's going to work back up top.
He's going back up top.
Check up a little bit. See what he does if he stays up there.
Great racing. Right now we have PHM teammates, not PHM, excuse me, Bowie Esport teammates up front, the outside lane, the top 4, and then we have Michael Bennett racing right on the inside row. So teammates working together. We're starting to see it.
Yeah, these guys are all just working together. Top 4. I didn't even realize Brian Chambliss was a part of Bowie Esports. My apologies. But that is going to be tough to beat. When 4 guys are just strapped together, working together, bumper to bumper, just committed to each other, it is going to be almost impossible to beat a force like that.
That's right.
But looks like Pasoko and Bennett are doing a pretty good job of hanging on. Like right now, the bottom line doesn't have as many cars, for one. It is just the first 5 really on the bottom line. As you can see, there's a big gap from that fifth line on the fifth car on the inside line, fifth truck, excuse me, to that 6th truck on the inside. There is a big gap, so there's not a lot of energy pushing that inside line, but still they're hanging on. They're doing a very good job of being well organized. Problem is they just
go on. Sorry about that.
Oh,
It's
man.
close.
oh,
Keeps it alive.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Pasoko lifted.
No,
I think he gave a big shot to Chambliss, saying, "Hey, I don't appreciate that."
he didn't like it.
Couple of guys that I think we'll see their names at the end of this race is Brandon Bowie and Meeks. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. I think they're sitting back waiting for their right chance to get up front. But those are 2 guys that if they don't get into a big one or a wreck, we'll see them out front. I know that for a fact.
I love that
I
call.
will say one thing. The guy behind Brandon Bowie, Brian Dixon, never count him out. Never count him out of any race in general. Unless he is parked on pit road, 10 laps down, do not count him out.
Hey, real quick, Emery, to your point. I mean, right now we see teammates back to back to back. I mean, we have Brandon Bowie right here, Brian Dixon, and Ryan Dunkelberger all on the line. So a lot of these guys, I think they're kind of just biding their time, waiting to see how this race unfolds at the end. They know a lot of guys don't have fast repairs anymore, and maybe they do. I think this is part of the strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't think these guys are communicating throughout the whole race, you're wrong, because they're talking each lap. They're picking and choosing which way they want to go, if they're going to go high lane, low lane, if they're going to check up a little bit and decide how they're going to finish this race. Right now, it's a situation where you don't want to get in a wreck because you want to keep that truck alive and healthy. Again, like I said, you'll see them work their way up and start getting less patient, make their moves.
Yeah, I want to point out you've got basically 3 sets of Bowie Esport teammates that are working together. You got the 2 versus 2 up front, the 2 on the inside, the 2 on the outside, and you have the other 3 that are way in the back of the inside line. Now, I will say, like right now, their teamwork, teammate racing in general. Sorry, I'm trying to find the words, but right now, A+, all of them.
Hey, one guy I do not want us to count out is that number 7 machine of Mark Whitley. This dude is bad fast in the preseason races. And I'll tell you what, this guy is one to look out for this season. We know we're going to talk about Nick Lights a lot, defending Truck Series champion right behind him. But Mark Whitley, I'll tell you what, I bet he'll be a threat. These boys are going to be fighting tooth and nail this whole season.
Yeah, I believe Mark Whitley will be a threat this season with Brandon Six, Nick Silver. The competition is insane in the Truck Series. It is insane. We've got Mark Whitley, who is, like you said, bad fast. He's basically in other zip codes at times. You've got Nick Lights, an actual Camping World Truck Series driver now. I guess Craftsman Truck Series driver now. And we've got the powerhouse, not Powerhouse Motorsports, but the absolute powerhouse of Bowie Esports.
Yes, sir. One guy I also
teams, or they got a couple teams with the buoys, or just one team? On the sheet. Am I wrong there?
2 teams.
All right.
Yeah, Bowie Esports
right.
and Bowie Esports 6.
They do the booth there this season, so I'll figure these guys out. I already know a couple names that are always up front, and we speak a lot of them. So it will be fun as the season goes to see these guys work together. This obviously is a track where your teammates are going to be ideal, to get you up to the front. We'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. Well, here we're seeing a lot. Whoa, Frankie.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I was saying, hey,
Yes.
Steve.
Yeah, what's up?
I have an idea.
Okay.
How about the first edition, I guess, of Truck Series Season 2? Crank it up.
Oh, crank it up? I get one better for you. Let's do a Bring the Noise, sponsored by Harpoon Design. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
tell you what, boys, that gets me every single time. Bring the Noise, sponsored by Harpoon Design. Love these guys. So far, we are good to go. Nick Silver leads this thing. Stage 1 winner. Brandon Six, his teammate right behind him. Stage 2 winner. This is getting nuts. The heat is intensifying. I can feel it.
26 laps to go, man. First race of the season. It's going to come down to the wire. Who's going to win this one? Again, we keep saying that name. 66 up front now in second. Behind the 9 pushing him on the inside lane. 7, I told you, look at that, up front. Getting closer to be back where he started.
I think one storyline we're going to have to follow is those Bowie Esports guys. I believe they all got to the bottom line. I think they're going to think about pitting here in the next 5 laps.
Is fuel an issue, Frankie?
Surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they could make it, 45 laps. I don't think you can make it 35 laps, excuse me, on a tank of fuel. But you could probably make 20. You can easily make 20.
I love it. Green flag pit stops incoming. Right now, a lot of
make it fun.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, back at the pack, a lot of guys still being patient. Love to see it. Teammates right here. These, I'll tell you what, we have a family here, right here in the race. The McKinseys, Larry McKinsey Jr., Larry McKinsey, and then Andrew McKinsey. All these boys are teammates in their I believe father, son, and an uncle family. So these guys are great, brand new additions to the league. I love to have them. And I'll tell you what, this paint scheme, man, this 07 paint scheme is fire. This is so good looking. Nice red chrome. Whew, matching paint schemes. Feels like F1 up in here. Love to see it.
A little bit of skulls on the back. I didn't check that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Both of them just identical. One thing I was going to bring up, once it gets closer to the finish line here, if they do need to pit, I will say it's easy to come out here and run laps and stay behind the pack, right? And be a clean racer. But if you're pitting and you make a mistake, with 10 laps to go, you want to be up front. You want to be in that top 10 to have a position to win. And if you mess up in the pits, you might find yourself in the back of the pack.
That's right.
You hit the nail on the head, Emery. We have pit stops are going to be major, major, major. It's unfortunately, I think a non-factor right now. Mitch Diamond, I believe he has lost the draft.
Yeah. Tough. Right here, also, too, Clinton Woodby. I would not discount this man, this bright orange truck. I'll tell you what, in the preseason race last week, he looked strong. He won the race, looked very, very good, held off a lot of great drivers. Right now, I mean, obviously has some left side damage a little bit, but not too bad. And I think he's going to be one to contend with here at the end.
And you're exactly right. I think I haven't seen Clinton Woodby in a bit, but if I had to guess from the Daytona preseason results, I'd say he's a pretty fine super speedway racer. I think he's just kind of biding his time, wants to see kind of what happens in front of him, wants to sit and wait. Okay, is there going to be a wreck? Is there going to be no wreck? What's there going to be? What's the situation?
Exactly. I'll tell you what, right now, the situation up front is dire. These boys are side by side, too wide. Great racing so far.
Yeah, right now the outside, the top four on the outside, they look pretty organized. They look bumper to bumper. They're just kind of waiting on a little bit more of a run. I think once they get that run, I think they may be a force to be reckoned with.
Great point.
Because you got Mark Whitley leading that outside line. He has gotten beside that 66 now. He's gotten beside him. So we see a lap car. They're approaching a lap car. Hopefully that lap car can stay either up high, real high, or go below the apron. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Frankie, real quick, I want to ask you a question. When you're in the middle or the back of the pack and you're seeing these laps go down, when do you make the move? Because there's got to be a time and place when you want to put yourself in a position to win. When do you think that time would be?
Here they go.
It looks like guys are
green flag
right
pit
now.
stops right now.
Green flag. Oh boy.
Big Matthew Smith gets into the back of EJ Marshall. They keep it straight though.
This is where they make the money right here. You got to get a good pit. You taking fuel and you taking all tires, or you taking 2 tires?
Oh, I'm going fuel only.
Nope, you gotta go
only, no tires. Okay.
I will say though, there's some people on the radio not happy. Some guys not calling out their pit stall. Very dangerous on a super speedway.
Yes. Here we go. The race off.
This
Man.
does look like a big enough pack though.
Yeah, Brandon Bowie, he came down as well, and he must have gotten just fuel only or something, but he is way out in front of this pack right here. Let's go see if we can take a look at him. Look at this. Way out in front.
Wow, he's got at least a second, almost 2 seconds on the other guys.
Nick Silver's teammate, and I'll tell you, hey, you know what though? Frankie, you called it. I mean, we have Bowie, Silver, Six, and Dunkelberger all lined up right now in a row. So this is
there's not much more dangerous than that. I can promise you that.
Almost both of Bowie Esports' teams are lined up right here. This could be dangerous. Once these green flag stops finish off, this could be massive. But I think, Frankie, and maybe you'll agree with me on this, if you're going to pit early, right? Because then the undercut, how big is the undercut here?
Big. The undercut is really big, especially if you have a big enough pack. If you got a big enough pack, the undercut is huge because that way you can get on and off pit road. You don't have to worry about, going up in front of anybody, especially if you're in the front pack. You got clear track. If you pit later, right, you got to worry about oncoming cars coming back up. Plus, you got guys coming at full speed while you're just trying to get to speed.
That's true.
As here's the battle, basically for the lead. The Bowie Esports train goes by everyone.
Woof. That's what it takes. That undercut looks just like that.
Just like that. But if those guys behind him can get formed up, right, it's going to take all of them. I'm not kidding. It's going to take all of them to say, you know what, let's go to the outside. There is no way we're staying in line. But right there, somebody jumps out of line.
Yeah.
That's Brandon Bowie.
And Frankie, what's interesting is that Bowie got passed by his 4 teammates. He was in front of them after the pit stops. So his teammates blew right past him.
Yeah, it must have been
interesting decision.
It must have been just too much of a speed delta, to be able to just slow up and try to get with him. Or Bowie just did not do a good enough job. But right now, if you're Bowie, I will say, if this is his game plan, right, to slow up this pack, he is playing this really smart. Because one way, if he knows he can't win this race, the one way he knows his teammates can win is try to back up that second pack as much as possible. Try to slow it down. That way, it's just a fight between those 4 up front.
That's right. I mean, right now, Mitch Diamond had some issues earlier with the 26 of Brian Dunkelberger, but right here is leading this race. So he is getting those points, those extra bonus points for leading it. That could be huge here in the end of the season.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that pit stop kind of changed everything. They're split apart. We got a couple different groups, 17 laps left. The big pack right there, 9 and a 66. Then we got 4 and Whitley on the outside coming quick.
Yep,
they make a run.
This is exactly what they need. They just need a bigger pack.
Absolutely.
Right? They just need a bigger
one jumping
pack.
Down quick.
So Emery,
that was the 32 of Nick Biddy. Sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
All good. I mean, Emery, if you're in this race right now, where do you want to be? Do you want to? I mean, did you want to pit first? Did you want to pit second? I mean, what are your thoughts here?
I like to pit first, but that depends on where the pack you've been racing with the whole time, because these guys have been working this race together the whole time. So you know what they're doing. You know what's going on here. You don't want to split apart that. They've been working up, down, inside, outside. These guys are teammates. These guys are going to try to get to the finish. So I want to be up the front pack, and I want to pit when they do.
That's right. But Mitch Diamond right now is lone and prone right here in P1. That's about a 9-second lead. He is coming to pit right now, it looks like. Great move by him. So that will hand over the lead to Nick Silver here. And
right
this
now,
pack
look
is
at that
going to be
outside lane. Look at the outside lane. They've got some help. They've got some help.
15.
My boy Brandon Bowie back to the 23. He's going to make this move. I told you this was going to happen. 16 to go. I bet you with 10 left, he'll be a top 4 guy, top 5 guy, and he knows what he's doing out there. So it's going to be fun to see this into this race.
Look at that inside rope. First 6 cars, all Bowie Esports. I think that was a perfect play by not only Brandon Bowie, but also Brian Dixon to get with their teammates and try to help them. Because right now it's kind of them against, I would almost say it's them against the world, but it's them against the other 5 or 6.
So guys, when's go time? Is it right now? 10 to go, 5 to go? What is it?
I think they're going to hold off. I think you wait. I think you wait under 10 laps, and then you start making some pushes. I think with 5 to go, these teammates' positions might go out the window, and you want to get a win here at Daytona at the Harpoon Design 250. Everyone's going to want to get that W today.
Yes, sir.
I would slightly disagree. Like I would say wait, but you don't want to wait long. Like right now they're in a very good spot. Right now they're kind of right now beside the second place car, Brandon 6, and they're just kind of they're basically giving no outlets to the other teammates. They're basically saying you're not going to win this race. To basically, I would say, Brandon Bowie, Brian Dixon. They're basically saying to those guys, you're not winning this race. You either help your teammates or you're going to try to mess up your teammates trying to win this race.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's the fun thing about Daytona. You don't know what's coming your way. Any opportunity might come arise, and you may take it. So I don't know, man. If you're a teammate and you're pushing your guy, obviously you're going to push him to win. But if your guy goes up and makes a mistake, you're going to go for it and try to get the W. That's
right. Right here, taking a quick look at Charles Balance in this 41 machine. Huge shout out to the sponsor that he has here, Young's Auto Center. You guys can go find him, youngsautocenter.com, out of Dudley, North Carolina, over on 4172 US Highway 117. Go check these guys out if you're anywhere near North Carolina. I mean, I don't care if you're in Ohio, break your car, drive to North Carolina somehow, get it towed over there, get it fixed, because these guys will take care of you like nobody else will. But so far, great job by these guys. Awesome run so far. Charles Balance currently in 26th, but hey, you know what? That could change at any moment in this race.
Yeah, we got a heated battle up front. Right now, this is exactly what the other guys need to do to Bowie Esports. They need to get all in the line, and they're doing a really good job right now. Nick Lights almost to the lead, just needs to stay clear. Can't quite do it.
Frankie, this pack got caught up real quick. These guys are huffing and puffing here. Unbelievable. We are at 11 laps to go here in the Harpoon Design 250 at Daytona, our season opener for the Harpoon Design Truck Series. I'll tell you what, this has been a lot of fun, and it's only going to get better here. We have like 20 cars deep. We're trying to go for this huge first win of the season. Who can pull it off?
This has been a great race, man. I hope it finishes as good as it is right now, because it has been amazing. Come on, boys.
It's gonna be very tough to beat that inside line, though. You always want to be next to that double yellow line, usually at Daytona. But it's gonna be interesting here, what this outside line energy can do.
I mean, we have seen Nick Silver and Brandon 6 be front to back every single lap, I feel like, in this race. And Nick Lights on the outside has just not been able to get it done. But Mark Whitley right here going to be pushing him pretty hard. 10 to go. What can they do?
I think Whitley's going to need a little more help from that 3 truck. And right now, look at that. The outside line has almost dissipated. From 6 cars, now it's down to 4.
Yeah, huge.
And that's going to kill the energy on that outside lane. Like Mark Whitley trying to push, doing all he can, but unfortunately, those guys dropping out just did not do those boys any favors.
Absolutely, and if you're the guy on the back and you're a 1 lap down looking for a lucky dog, you want to caution so that you can come back and get a chance to win. But the way they've been racing, they may go green throughout this race.
Yeah, 100%. But as I was saying, they've lost the energy. Maybe they haven't. Maybe they haven't. See 2 guys. It's the powerhouse teammates, 51 of Josh Larson, 57 of Josh Purcell. Now creeping to the back of that 32 truck. Get a lap down car. Unfortunately, that's the powerhouse's other teammate, Trevor Zelansky. Just not a very good race. He was up front early. Fortunately, got caught up in the big one.
Hey, I'll tell you what, considering we've had a huge big one. Oh, Nick Lights makes a great move here for the lead. Down low, gets in front of Nick Silver.
Oh,
Big Rick!
That takes out the whole field. Unbelievable.
Oh, no. coming to 8 laps to go. A lot of these guys have their fast repair, but man, oh man, that's massive. That changes everything. Ah, okay. Well, let's go back and take a look, boys.
Well, that just happened.
It did.
Yeah, so much clean driving, and
It
then I
did.
think we have one guy just get up in the left panel in the rear, spins him. Right
Yeah.
in the 7.
Ooh,
Three truck.
Pasako comes up and just collects into Mark Whitley, and then Brandon Six gets involved. Not real sure what happened there. Let's rewind it just one more time. Try and get maybe a better view, or
I think maybe try to go to the beginning of turn 3 when Nick Lights makes that move. I think that caused maybe Whitley to check up a little bit,
yeah,
maybe a tad bit. Something must have happened.
I mean, yeah, Whitley right here. I mean, Silver comes up a little bit, but not a whole lot. Ryan's trying to side draft right here off the 66. I think he just tries to get back in line with the 7, but he's just not. He's not square. He's
Yeah,
not-
you're
Ah.
absolutely right, Steve. He's just not been a whole talking point, but with these trucks, you cannot get on that left side. You cannot do it. It just will not work. And just,
Man.
I'm not trying to turn him. He's trying to help him, but unfortunately, that's just a mistake common at super speedways.
Yeah.
Ryan will have to take the blame for that one, but still, man, that doesn't excuse what a great race this has been so far for not only him, but those who have been involved.
Oh, for sure. I mean, big wrecks are going to happen, and obviously, right now we're under 10 laps to go. The intensity heats up, right? I didn't think this was going to go green the entire way, but either way, things are going to happen. A lot of guys are pitting right now. Fast repairs are going to be being put on for sure, and we're going to get probably about 4 to 5 laps here of green flag, and then worst case, we will have that one green-white checkered finish if necessary. So far,
And
go
correct
ahead.
me, guys, if I'm wrong. Did Larson get the lucky dog? Is he back here now?
I believe Larson was on the lead lap.
Okay, gotcha. I thought he was one down as getting the lucky dog. My apologies.
No, it shows he is a lap down. My apologies. I thought he was on the lead lap.
I'll tell you
My
what.
bad. You're right.
At the end of the season, last season, in the Cup Series at least, and actually Truck Series, keep in mind, Pasako, right? Let's talk about him for a second. He was one of the championship for this Truck Series. Awesome job. He is continuing his huge success that he had late in the run. Right now, currently in P3. I mean, Nick Lights, that wreck kind of stole the thunder away from him, but made a huge move right there to get in front of Nick Silver, our defending Harpoon Design Truck Series champion. I'll tell you what, he is making all the right moves at the right time.
And yeah, you were right, except the one that caused the big accident. But hey, that's super speed racing. That happens. I'm
True.
not trying to harp anything on Ryan, but
Yeah.
it happens. Hopefully everybody sees it as that just racing hard. It's super speedway racing. It happens. One guy's mistake can take out multiple guys' nights. That's just part of super speedway racing.
It's intense racing. I mean, you're in the top 5 at this point, trying to get, a huge win, your first win in the league ever. Daytona, a lot of stakes in the line. Emery, what do you got for you?
Well, I was just thinking that now that you had Six up there leading the pack the whole way through, now he's in the back. What is your mindset at that point in time? Because I know it's going to get hard to get through the field. We only have 5 to go after we go green, 4 to go.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hard one to come back from. But if you got teammates and you can make the move, do it. But that's going to be a tough call for him.
Hey, one to watch out for, Bowie. So when Pasako spun out, he went over Bowie's hood, but Bowie has no damage. So interesting to see there. So we'll see if that plays into the favor of Bowie. But a lot of players up here. We see Thomas Meeks currently in P6. That's massive. Larry McKenzie Jr. in P7. Talked about him in his father earlier. And then again, Clinton Woodby, our preseason Daytona winner. So a lot of guys. Don't count these guys out. But we are going to be coming to green right here. 5 laps to go.
This is where it all counts. And one guy, like I've said, I had him circled from day one, Brandon Bowie in the 23. Let's see what he can do. One of my favorites out here right now, but a lot of good drivers, so.
Yeah, we're green.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Keep it together.
Man, Nick Light's absolutely blocking Nick Silver.
Oh, this is not good. Nick
They're
is
still
not
making
happy.
contact. Yeah, but what that did was that basically brought Bowie Esports the first 3 on the top side. In doing that, that has enabled all 3 of them to get back.
Oh, net code.
Oh, they're getting loose again. In
Ryan
the grass. Is that going to throw the caution?
tries to save it. Let's see if he can save
Like
it.
he did save it. Don't come back up.
He saves it. Great job by Ryan.
Good save. Good
Great
save. We're
job.
still live here. 5 to go.
Oh, Nick Light's out on an island on his own. What is he going to do? He's going to stay to that inside. Bowie pushing that 67 and Brian Chambliss to the front.
Huge push.
That
Here.
was crazy. That was crazy, guys.
It was insane.
Ooh,
Right now.
Nick, no help.
Bowie pushing his teammates, trying to get a side draft on the outside lane. Interesting move right there. Trying to get that huge bump by Nick Silver.
Looks like that outside lane's working a little bit now. The inside lane's kind of slowing down.
Look at
him
this.
go.
Yep, they're not organized. Bomb lane's not organized. We have Chambliss.
Boom. Oh, man.
check
Nick.
out.
Shot. Big shot.
Thomas Meeks in that 55, looking fresh in that Wheels of America's Chevy. Right now in P4.
Don't forget that 7 truck, Mark Whitley, 3rd car on the outside lane. Man, I don't know about that inside. Look at that 67's front bumper. Looks a little crinkled up.
Woo, 3 laps to go, and Brandon Bowie up front. Thomas Meeks in P2. Hey, that number 7, Mark Whitley, do not forget about him. He will make a move.
Absolutely. You've been calling that name tonight. One thing that I find interesting is Brandon Bowie on the outside can take that inside position, but he is staying out there with the 55 working together.
Oh, Whitley trying to push
this way. We're going 3 wide.
Oh, Thomas, you left the door open.
Gonna get freight train there, unfortunately. He had a great run. Oh, right now, getting turned. This is gonna bring it a caution. Big caution right there. Thomas Meeks in that 55. We're just talking about how good of a run he was having right there, but sold it at the last second.
Those guys out front did not want to see that caution. I'll tell you that right now.
No, this will be our green-white checkered, our one and only green-white checkered. You hate to see it. I mean, I guess we kind of like to see it, right? But
hey, this has been an exciting race. First race of the season, man. I hope it's this exciting for the rest of the season. Let's go.
Unbelievable. Thomas Meeks, let's go back real quick if I can find it and see if we can take a look at that, because that was hard to watch.
Maybe I would say maybe go first. Go to the backstretch when Mark Whitley splits him 3 wide. I just
That's
think
a great point.
I saw it for multiple laps how Bowie and Thomas were on all the way to the wall, and Mark Whitley was staying below that seam, as you guys see on your screen. He was staying below there, and I was kind of thinking to myself, "Oh, Thomas, you better block that. If you don't block that, Mark Whitley's going to go there. If you show that multiple times, he knows that's going to be a weakness."
Mark made one hell of a move right here to get on the inside of the 55. Very aggressive, but he made it work. The driver on the thumbnail for the stream, by the way, if you are in the stream, quick shout out while we're looking at this. Thank you for being here. All 38 of you right now currently watching. Unbelievable. If you could leave a like, subscribe, hit all the buttons, see what happens. We love you. We're looking for the support. This season is going to be ridiculous. Let's take a look here and see if how Mark pulls us out. I'm going to go real time for a second. I think we're a little bit early, but again, through the power of replay.
Hey, you see right there, you already see Thomas Meeks all the way to the wall right now. Mark Whitley looking underneath.
What got these guys to 3 wide here? I missed it here.
You see right there, Thomas
Right
leaving
there.
the door open.
Ooh,
Yep.
Mark
And he
just
took it.
Yep. That's what happens, especially coming down to the end of super speedways. You leave a door open, someone's gonna take it, and maybe focus on Thomas. As we go through 3 and 4, I think he's gonna try to get in behind the 04,
Yeah.
and just it will not work. He tries to fit in the hole.
Oh
Oof,
man, right between the 13.
just
Yeah.
just not quite clear.
I mean, yeah, right in front of John Wright. John Wright in the 04. Haven't had a lot of talks about him today, but fantastic job for him. Obviously, 41 drivers, hard to talk to everybody and to mention everybody in such a crazy race. But John Wright doing a great job for American Badass Racing here. Oh, hard hit for Thomas Meeks. Josh Larson out of the picture now, but also gets involved on the right side of your screen. Tough break for these guys.
That caution. Yeah, if that caution doesn't come out, you might see 23 and 7 in the 1-2 spot on the next lap. But this changes the game. How many laps we got left now?
We are going to, I'll tell you what. So for the folks at home, let me explain how this works. In case you're new to NASCAR or new to just, whatever, it's all good. So we do one green white checkered attempt. So what this means is right now it's overtime, right? It's basically overtime. Our boys here are going to get one shot at finishing this race under green to get to the checkered line. If a yellow comes out after the green flag, the field is frozen and the race is over. After all the drivers still have to, finish the race, under yellow to get to the checkered finish. But the field is frozen, and assuming these guys all get back to the checkered finish, that is the results. Whoever's in P1 at the time of yellow will get that Daytona 250 championship, and locked into the playoffs already. So a lot of big things on the line here. We're gonna go one to green. Actually, right now we're gonna go green right here. So, I mean, anything can happen, man. I mean, if we go green, awesome. If a yellow comes out immediately, that's it. So this is you get one shot. If you're right here, I mean, Emery, Frankie, if you're in the race, if you're in the top 5 right now, where do you want to be?
I will tell you, I want to be low. I want to be the bottom line. That top line's been give or take. You're not sure unless you have people behind you that can push you good. But for me right now, I want to be in the 23 and the 7 spot, even the 4 spot, just in case someone makes a mistake.
Emery, you took the words right out of my mouth. The outside has been really hit or miss all night long. It's kind of whoever's behind you. If you're that 67 to Brian Chambliss, do you trust that A truck to push you? I don't know. But we're coming to the green. We'll see what we got here.
Here we go. Barney the Flagman going to wave that green flag for our final restart of the day. Harpoon Design 250. Here we go. Green flag in the air. Brandon Bowie has a great launch here. Getting a huge push. I'm seeing wrecking in the back. Yellow flag is out. Brandon Bowie is going to be your champion of the Harpoon Design 250.
Unbelievable. That's not how you want to see it end, but that's Daytona. That's how racing goes. And congratulations to Brandon Bowie, the 23, going to get the win here at Harpoon Design 250 in Daytona. Look at that, boys.
Woo! Unbelievable job. And that's the thing about the green-white checkered in this league. You never know what's going to happen. The green-white checkered, the one attempt has made decisions about championships and Truck Series championship, the Cup Series championship in season 1 and 2, and now in season 2 of the Harpoon Design Truck Series, the green and white checkered is again another huge story. Brandon Bowie in that 23 machine is going to be your Harpoon Design 250 champion at Daytona. Awesome job.
Yeah, and I got to give it up to number 7, Mark, man. He was patient. He was up there, fell back, and now you see him in P2. Hey, first race of the season, that's okay. You got some points on the board. Next race, he might get a dub. He's been a challenger. He'll be a great racer to here come.
Yeah, couldn't agree more with Emery. I think that 7 of Mark Whitley is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Same with Brandon Bowie, and I think also same with almost everybody in the top 10. I'm seeing the names on the top 10. I don't know. I don't see a lot of flukes here. I think these guys can run easily in the top 10 every week.
Yes, sir.
Big guns like Brandon Bowie, Mark Whitley, Brian Chambliss, Nick Lights, Nick Silver. Those guys are going to be up by the front every week. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of those other guys like Rob Hissong, Mitch Diamond, Ryan Pasocco especially, Nick Biddy, Clinton Woodby, those guys, I wouldn't be surprised if they run at the front all season long.
Here he is. Brandon Bowie is your Daytona 250 champion. It is now official. Checkered flag in the air. I'll tell you what, to your point, Mark Whitley in that 7 truck, do not count him out. He's going to be winning a lot of races this season. I can guarantee you that. But Brandon Bowie, man of the hour, fresh. Keep in mind, fresh off of this Season 3 Cup Series championship. He was crowned 6 weeks ago at season end for the Wheels America Cup Series. And right here, new year, still winning. Brandon Bowie, awesome job.
Yeah, we might have to tell Brandon to stop winning so much. I don't think
Can
he'll.
we
I don't
get
think he's been listening.
Can we get in with the driver? Can we talk to Brandon Bowie?
Yes, we will after he celebrates for sure.
Absolutely. I'd love to hear it.
So real quick, let's go through the order. Brandon Bowie is P1. Mark Whitley is P2. Brian Chambliss, P3. Awesome job by him. Nick Lights, Season 1 champion, P4. Robert Hassong, huge run. Great job for him. Nick Silver bounces back for a P6. Mitch Diamond, huge run for P7. Pasako bounces back after that big wreck. Larry McKenzie in P9 and Nick Biddy in P10. A lot of these guys, we can't look at their cars right now because they're already in the pits and whatnot. But great job by these guys. That is your top 10. Brandon Bowie, we're going to see these boys burn it down. Great job by these guys. Well, while Brandon Bowie burns it down, folks, if you liked what you see or saw, and I know you all did, please hit the like, subscribe, hit all the buttons. Hold on now, pace car drives right through Brandon Bowie. That's hilarious. Great job by these guys. So huge. I'll tell you what, this is just so cool for him. Tomorrow, our Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast Super Late Grassroots series. You don't want to miss that. It's brand new. It's all short tracks, all local quarter miles, things like that. Great job. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So that'll be back on the channel tomorrow, same time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, and then Thursday, our premier Wheels America Cup Series. That is the one race you do not want to miss. This race blew my mind. But Thursday, we have 43 drivers again vying for the ultimate prize of the Daytona 250 championship again for the Wheels America Cup Series. Going to be an amazing time. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time again for that. And it'll be right here on this channel. So if you liked this race, I can promise you Thursday you do not want to miss. So, boys, final thoughts before we talk to these drivers.
Ooh, final thoughts?
Yeah, you go ahead. Say, Frankie, take it away.
My bad, Emery.
You're good. You're good.
I mean, I probably said this in the middle of the race. We've had craziness, we had calmness, we had craziness, we had calmness, we had craziness, we had calmness. It's just kind of been a seesaw back and forth. The ending was, I'm not going to lie, it's a tad bit disappointing. But at the same time, that is kind of the product you get. It forces guys to try to race clean. If they can't race clean, then they get punished. So that's kind of what it's about. But really not much else to say about that. But Daytona always puts on a great show for the fans, for the people watching, for the people commenting, for us broadcasters, and for the racers in general.
Absolutely. I think Daytona gave us exactly what Daytona gives you. A lot of action, some cautions. And one thing I got to say this race, the cautions weren't really forced early on. I think later in the race, you saw cautions being made because people were getting aggressive. You want to get that win. Unfortunately, it didn't end on a green flag, but guess what? That's the way it works. And I think it was a great show. Thank you again for letting me be in the booth. And hey, Harpoon Design 250 at Daytona, what can you ask for?
Love to see it. We are going to talk to our top 3 drivers here very shortly. Right now, we're going to hit a quick commercial break to thank our huge sponsors, Harpoon Design, primarily. And we are going to be right back to talk to our top 3. Be right back. Okay, and right now we're gonna go back and talk to our top three. We're gonna start from the backwards. The backwards? Is that a word? The back to the front, third to first. Let's bring in P3. Hold on now. We're getting there.
Get there. We got this.
We got yeah, maybe. Here he is, Brian Chambliss in the number 67 truck. Man, awesome run today. How do you feel today, dude? P3.
Yeah, coming on P3 to start the season, there's only 2 spots better that the night could be. But yeah, I mean, it was good to stay up front, run with these guys, and it's I'm enjoying it so far. So we'll just see how the rest of the season goes with this. But yeah, it was definitely a good showing tonight. So I'm excited about that and excited to see what the rest of the season holds.
Love that, man. Hey, go ahead, Frankie. Sorry.
Steve. I want to ask Brian a question. Brian, from your perspective, how was the racing tonight from your perspective between teammates and between non-teammates? How were you guys able to stay so connected and just see you guys were on the same page basically almost every step of the way?
Yeah, I mean, running with teammates, it's always good because you got somebody to help you push. You can pull a little strategy with that, but we just stayed dedicated to each other. I mean, you saw it all night. If we were the top 3, we didn't split until the end there. We just stayed dedicated as a team to each other. That way, you can make sure that all of us get the best finish possible. But at the end of the day, we're still racing hard there. It's not like we were laying over for anybody or trying to screw with the positions and whatnot. We got to the front and controlled the lanes, and that's kind of what it is. And then you don't have a teammate up front, it can be difficult, especially if you're racing around guys that are racing with teammates there. So there was a couple times there were some guys that when we had the top 4 positions there that people were trying to force it 3 wide and split us up, which good for them. That's what they're supposed to do. But like you said, it was a great team win for us. Congrats to Bowie and the rest of the team there. Everybody was up front all night. So that's what we like to see. We're here to try to control, get as many wins as we can, and or if we can't win, get the best team finish possible.
Love to see you, man. Hey, give a shout out to your sponsors if you have any, and can't wait. Next week we'll see you in Nashville.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any, so just shout out to the team. Great for those guys. We got Circle B Diecast as one of our team sponsors. There's a few others. Let me pull up here. Here we go. Yeah, Circle B Diecast, Mar Racing Network, Elwood Racing Designs. So let's shout out to them and appreciate them helping the team this year. And then the rest of my teammates that were out there with us tonight. Wish we could got them all up front, but at the end of the day, there's only one winner, and everyone else is chasing them. So we'll see you guys next week, though.
Love it, man. Congratulations again. We'll send you back. All right, great job by Brian Chambliss. Awesome job. We're gonna bring in Mark Whitley. I know a lot of guys in the chat love this man, so let's bring him in here. Have a good conversation. Mark Whitley, P2, awesome run. We thought for a while there you were gonna pull that win off. You were making some great moves out there. How do you feel?
Feels pretty good. Anytime you can finish Daytona in second, top 5, thankfully we had a fast repair, so we got a clean car, even though we got in a little wreck there at the end. But anytime you come to a super speedway like this and you walk away with podium finish, you have to be ecstatic because there's so many variables that can go wrong, and it's just about being in the right place, right time, putting yourself in a good position, and taking advantage of the situation. And I feel like we did pretty good on that. A little hiccup there, getting heavy pushing toward the end of the race, got turned, and
Yeah.
Thankfully had the fast repair, so I was able to get back out there, and there wasn't too many lead lap cars at that point, so we were able to stay pretty close, and we were just pretty much giving it everything she had at the end there. And I know on that last restart, Nick was trying to help me. He said he wanted to help me out, get around the teammates. So I had planned just sticking with Nick and coming to the final restart zone. And I told my spotter, I said, if if I don't have Brandon's wheels off the ground on this restart, I'm not doing my job right. So I mean, I was pretty much I got up against his bumper and I just kind of never let off because I knew if there was any kind of a gap there, I wouldn't have had any chance. I just wanted to stay connected with him as long as possible. And unfortunately, we weren't able to race it out there at the end. But it was a pretty good ending. I'll take second place every day of the week here at Daytona.
Love to see it, Mark. Just a question from my side. How difficult was it knowing that you're basically fighting one against two, three, four, five, six of those Bowie Esport guys, because they're all going to be in a line trying to work together. How difficult was it to try to find somebody to kind of work with you, and not only just someone, maybe some group of people to try to stay connected and try to dismantle that group?
To be honest, I wasn't focused on it too much until the very end there. Even with teammates, I know, pretty much teammates go out the window on the last lap. So I was just trying to find to be the best position I thought I could be to try to win the race. When you got 3 or 4 teammates lined up, it's always going to be difficult, but it's just about trying to put yourself in the right position and hopefully somebody will help you. You're at the mercy of other cars here. It's unlike any other kind of racing on the service. It's like, there's very little you can do in certain situations like that. I mean, you have to have help, and, sometimes you get help, sometimes you don't. So it's just kind of about, getting lucky and hoping you have friends out there.
Well, yes, sir. Great job today, P2. We're going to see you next week in Nashville and see what you're really made of. I think we're going to see a lot of good stuff out there next week. Nashville, how do you feel about that track?
Is it the Super Speedway or the short track? I forget which one.
Short. Super Speedway. Yep.
I feel more confident at the short track, but the Super Speedway, I feel like we still got some good speed. Just gonna be about keeping the tires on it, honestly. Just try to do whatever we can to stay up front, toward the front, keep the right front on it, and hopefully we're there on the long run, and hopefully we get a long run, and we can get a chance to battle for the win, and just try to lock ourselves into the playoffs.
Love that, man. Hey, give us some shout outs. I know you have some sponsors on the truck there. Tell us what you got.
Oh yeah, shout out Brantley Harpoon Design, sponsoring this series. Check him out, harpoondesign.com. He does the best work in the business, and if you just want to check out some stuff he's already done, he's at last count, I think he's got about 1,700 paint schemes on Trading Paints. So if you just want to grab one he's already done, he's got a ton on there. Other sponsor, Shop Angry Duck. They're going to be your one-stop shop for all your custom racewear apparel. If you want something custom made for you, they'll make it for you. No order limit. So if you just want one thing made, they'll make it to you. Pretty quick turnaround time too. So check them out at Shop Angry Duck. And I got to thank my other my spotter, my teammate for Driven Motorsports. John. He was on the spotter stand, the crew chief stand tonight, helping me get through the mess and keeping my car clean for the most part. And got to thank him. And Brantley also doing the spotting job for a couple other team cars. So shout out to them, and shout out to y'all putting on the broadcast. It should be fun to go back and watch. Hopefully a lot less the blood pressure won't be as high watching it back as it was in the race.
Yep.
And I guess final shout out to my family tuning in. I know my dad, my granddad, and my mom were both watching. Yeah, me and my dad were both in the race, so appreciate them watching the race and having the support group behind both of us, and league, and also I guess the league for having me over here and putting on a great show.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, for me personally, and I'm sure I speak for a lot of us here, we cannot wait to see what you're made of this season. I think we're going to see you win a lot of races. So I've got a feeling you're going to have a permanent seat in this on-air booth. But you know what? Well, we'll see how the season goes. But
I hope you're right.
Awesome. Hey, great job, man. We'll catch you next week, and I'll bring you back to your lobby here.
All right, sounds good. Take it easy, guys.
All right. Good guy, Mark Whitley. Awesome job by him. P2 made some great moves. And now the man of the hour. I'll tell you what, this dude, fresh. I'm telling you, fresh off of the Cup Series, Wheels America Cup Series Championship 6 weeks ago. Brand new year. And this man is winning already. Daytona 250 champion by the Harpoon Designs, Brandon Bowie. Man, how do you feel right now?
Man, I feel like I'm on top of the moon right now, man. To be honest with you, I didn't expect that. Honestly, I was just trying to stay out of trouble. which I think I did pretty good. Um, and just trying to manage time. I I ended up whenever we did that green flag pit stop, I actually saved so much that I beat the rest of my teammates out and was ahead of them by like almost 2 seconds. So, um, didn't it could have been worse. Because if that didn't work out right, then I probably would have got left and not had a chance to win. But yeah, man, this race was has its ups and downs.
Right.
As any super speedway will be. But for me, it was just important to make sure I was there at the end and working with my teammate Brian up there. He had damage, so it was difficult to try and do what's right. Should I push him to the win or should I go for it? As a team owner, it's kind of hard to make those decisions on the fly. But
Yeah.
it ended up working out. We finished 1, 3, and fifth. With silver finishing out in fifth place. So it worked out pretty good.
Love that, man. Hey, great job by you again. Give us your shout outs. Who do you have to thank and or sponsors or whatnot? The floor is yours, man.
Yeah, thank you. Gotta give a shout out to boosted.biz. Go check them out if you ever want to start your own merchandise line. Go check them out. Really good group, a good group of guys out there. Jeez, I can't talk today. Definitely gotta say I switched my pit crew for the Ken Block pit crew today, and changed my driver suit to the Monster Energy as well.
Yeah.
And it felt good. I felt like I actually got him a win. So I know
that.
everybody's kind of sad about yesterday, but it's as much as anybody in the motorsport industry or car enthusiast or anything like that, we know what he did for us. So I wanted to kind of give back in a way. So definitely was able to do that. Guys, thank my team, Bowie Esports. Gotta thank you guys for putting on, in my opinion, the best league out there right now. I don't really think anybody's doing what
Come
you
on
guys
now.
are doing. Hey, gotta give props where props is due. I gotta thank Harpoon Truck, Harpoon Designs. They came on board for the truck series. It was cool to have a new sponsor. And I think family and man above.
Love that, man. Hey, congratulations again. We're going to see you next week in Nashville. I'll tell you what, that's going to be a lot of fun. But hey, listen, you're locked into the playoffs. Done deal. Hey, and keep in mind too, hey, Bowie Esports, Stage 1 winner, Nick Silver. Stage 2 winner, Brandon Six. Race winner, Brandon Bowie. So it was a Bowie kind of day. Love to see it. Next week,
I'll take it.
Nextville, Nashville Speedway. We'll get you guys. I'll bring you back to your lobby.
Thanks, Steve.
Alrighty. Well, that's it, boys. Awesome race. How are we feeling? I mean, I'll tell you what, this race, I mean, again, we saw the big wrecks. We saw, a couple of big ones, but really, I mean, like in comparison to some of the, preseason races, this race was phenomenal. It was extremely good to see. And cautions happened, obviously, but not a lot. Very, very minimal, considering we had 41 drivers start this race. And just overall, very, very impressed by a lot of these guys. Some tempers early in the race, but overall, just incredible. Frankie, Emery, what do you think?
I think Daytona gave us everything that this track gives you, and we saw some good racing. We saw some suspect racing, and I think that's what it's all about. First race of the season's been fantastic. I think it's great, man. Frankie, what do you think? Anybody still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
I promise I didn't run off or anything, but yeah, what I take away from this race is it just seemed like the guys that were comfortable from the start stayed comfortable basically throughout the entire race.
Right.
Like a pack, right? You guys are so close together. You got to be comfortable with that. Some guys just were not comfortable, and it showed that the guys who were not comfortable, it showed. Like, to be completely honest, it showed. But at the same time, it's week 1 of, I believe, a
17.
17? Yeah, 17-week season. So this is a marathon, not a sprint. You know, this is the beginning of the movie. This is not the end of the movie. So we'll see kind of how it plays out here. But right now, it just seems like, you know, we've got kind of some guys that are super fast and some guys that need work. But you know, that's what you get in every league. And I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait for it personally.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, next week, folks, we will see you back here for the Truck Series, Harpoon Design Truck Series at Nashville Superspeedway. But tomorrow, super late, grassroots action at Irwindale. Really, really fast, half-mile track. Brand new series, going to be a lot of fun. Just short track racing, man. I mean, you know, Saturday night style, right? Local short tracks. Going to be great. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time for that. And then Thursday, you do not want to miss the Wheels America Cup Series Season 4 season opener here at Daytona International Speedway. It's just the stars come out, man. It's going to be such a good time, and a lot of guys vying for this championship of the Daytona 250. Going to be great. Right now, we're going to send it off. We'll see you guys tomorrow or Thursday or next week, whatever it is. Thank you all so much for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to go ship it away to our sponsors. Big thanks to Young's Auto Center, Harpoon Designs, and just everybody else who's been so instrumental in making this happen. We'll see you again very, very soon. Have a good night. God bless.